everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nonsense Podcast. This is your host, Marvin G, together with my wife,
Caroline.
And if I sound tired right now in my voice, it's because I am.
Okay.
Why is putting kids to sleep one of the most difficult things as a parent?
Because they know that our kids are at the age where they know that something else happens when they go to sleep. Like, we stay up, the lights are on. So it's like they don't want to, it's like that FOMO. Like, I think. That's why Annabelle just came out right now. Oh, what time is the party tomorrow? It's like,
it's exhausting.
There's a fly in here. Like, that's what she said.
Yeah. Like, thank you for pointing that out. Like,
it's been here for like 3 days, but yeah.
So you would think that we'd be nice and rested. We just came back from a trip to Arizona.
Yes.
It was my first time there, and I loved it.
Wow.
I had a great time there.
Oh, I had a great time too.
The heat was intense.
The heat is intense.
I think there was a day where the heat was at 106 degrees.
That's disgusting.
Like, to what point is it not even worth keeping track anymore of how hot it is?
I think for them, they probably don't keep track.
Right? Like, it's just hot year round.
It's just us that were like tourists.
But it's because it's a whole different kind of heat. If you've never been like in the desert, like that dry heat, it hits different than here in Portland.
Oh, yeah.
Well, which did you prefer? Like the heat here in Portland or over there?
What? I mean.
What?
Here.
Really? See, even though it was like super hot, like 106 degrees, I prefer that desert heat because it's dry.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you're just like,
you're not sticky or moist.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would come back home and it was like, all right, like, yeah, it was hot, but as soon as you cooled off, like, you were fine. I feel like when you come back home when it's humid, like, you just want to go take a shower.
You think it's humid here?
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely not that dry heat.
Huh.
I think there has to be humidity because we're so close to water.
I guess.
And they're like completely away from water.
Yeah, they're like not even near the beach. Okay.
What was your best part about the trip? The part that you can actually talk about.
Got it. Okay. Well, then. Let me see. I really enjoyed, I think, was it Monday? That we just literally like
did nothing.
Slept in, ate in bed.
Okay, let's talk about this real quick.
Went to the pool. Oh, boy. Okay.
So we got there Saturday. About noon. And we got to the hotel. They let us in on early checkout. Like, little did I know that I had like honors at Hilton. And when they looked me up, it's like a game changer.
Yeah, they're like,
I felt like I was a VIP.
Oh, you're not honored? Oh, yeah, we can let you in early.
Yeah.
And I was worried because they had told the people that checked in before us that their room was not ready. It wasn't going to be ready till 4. So I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do till 4? Like, where are we going to change and what's going to happen? But then when we go up and you gave them your name and phone number and blah, 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 blah. And then when we asked them, oh, yes, you're part of our honors, whatever.
Except the guy that helped us didn't talk like that.
Well, there was you're right. But anyway.
For me, the little things, right? Because when we walked into our room, what was it that got me like so excited?
Everything.
No, remember when I turned on the TV and it said "Welcome, Marvin"? I was like, "Oh my God, how did they know? Like, how did they do that?
Yeah,
like that yeah." Anyways, so we got here Saturday.
They were waiting for us.
Yeah, we got here Saturday and we literally had no plans.
We had no plans except one day.
We
knew.
We're going to a wedding.
We knew like Sunday at 5, we had to leave to go to this wedding. That's the only plan we had. Besides that, we wanted to literally just rest and try to relax and spend time together.
But wasn't that kind of weird that Saturday? Like,
yes, it was really weird.
Because for me, a part of me felt guilty that our kids weren't there. And then another part of me was like, oh, man, like, did we really deserve this getaway? And then I felt like, okay, well, we're here, so let's make the best of it. But just it was hard to get to that peaceful place.
It was.
And relax.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I think in my case, like, okay, well, we have the anniversary coming. Mm-hmm. So, up until our trip, I had so much to get done on my list, right? So me putting a pause to that, I had that on the back of my mind. Like, we're here, I'm trying to relax, but when I get home, I still need to do this, and that. And before Saturday, so trying. Which,
by the way, we have these really cool T-shirts and designs that you basically came up on
with help,
with your own. Here, okay, I'm saying by yourself. You're saying with help. Who helped you?
Well, Gustavo.
Oh, okay. No. Yes. Gustavo's a very big part. He's one of our closest friends.
Because I would tell him, like, hey, this is kind of what I want. And then he would like.
Okay, I guess what I mean is you
brought it to life.
Yeah, you had like the creativeness. No, you had the vision, right?
Yeah.
And he brought your vision to life.
Yes.
And now we've been making shirts.
Yes.
And check out our Instagram so you can see more. So
we sent like a big production out to be made, but then I am making like pre-order a certain design. So, but
it's taking a lot of work.
I thought, yes, it's a process, which I enjoy doing, but obviously, of course, I'm 100% procrastinator. So what I should have started doing a month ago, of course, I waited till the last week. So anyway, but that was the hard part for me, was to just try to turn that switch off in my mind. And I think I didn't do it till like Monday. And by then we're like coming home already. No, I mean, like,
let's go day by day.
So Saturday we got there, and it was weird to not be in a rush for me.
Yeah.
Because we got there and we both looked at each other like, okay, now what? And you're like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, what do you want to do?
Like, we literally had no idea what to do.
Yeah. So then, okay, well, let's go to the pool. The pool was really close and it was warm.
I think here's the other challenging part.
But it was,
is that we were in Scottsdale, which is a beautiful city.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more upscale, I think.
Yeah.
But we noticed that it is for young people.
It's like a party town.
Yeah, like clubbing and all of that.
Yeah.
Or it's for much older people,
like people
that are retired, golfing, just hanging out.
Right.
And we didn't really fit with either scene. So I think that's another reason why we're just like, okay, well, what do we do? So we went to dinner.
Yeah.
And it was delicious. We had a great dinner, came back, and then...
You watched the movie?
Yes, we watched a movie.
Yeah.
Which I fell asleep early because, again, I wasn't feeling good.
Ugh, let's not even go there.
But no, let's go there because thank God I didn't allow it to damper the mood.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, okay, so that was Saturday. And then Sunday, we woke up late. Like 10:30, 11. No, you slept a little. You woke up a little earlier than me.
I did wake up. Okay, I woke up at 9 and I just let you sleep. You woke up at like 11.
Yeah.
I like took a shower. I watched 2 shows and then I went to get coffee. Mm-hmm. I came back and that's when I brought you your tea and you didn't even notice that I was gone.
I hadn't heard a thing.
And we had said that we were going to go have brunch.
Which we did.
And
it was delicious.
Yeah. Good recommendation. And it was really good. We did have to wait a while, but it was worth it. And then
it was definitely worth it.
We said, let's walk to the mall.
Yeah, that's how you know you're a tourist or you're not from around.
So on the map, it was like, what?
8 minutes.
Okay, 8 minutes, which is not bad, right? Like less than a mile, whatever. But oh my gosh.
In 104-degree weather.
104-degree weather. And granted, like, we're trying to, like, compose ourselves because as you're walking, you are feeling yourself just melt.
Well, you get out and it's like, okay, it's not bad. And then you get in directly under the sun and you're like, okay, yeah, it's hot, but it's still fine. Like, you feel like it's still manageable. And then as we're walking, as we're, going, it's like, wait, I'm starting to feel some sweat come down my side.
Yeah.
And then if you really pay attention, your back's already wet.
You're all wet.
Yeah.
So
and then by the time we got to the mall, because that's where we were going.
It was gross.
We were like,
well, I went because I was going to get my makeup done for the wedding. And I had to literally take a lap around the mall and cool myself down before going to sit in this chair because I was just too flushed.
But it's so hot there that the moment you walk into a place, well, Nordstrom, especially like as you get close, as you go in through the door, like you don't feel that overwhelming air conditioning because the door's constantly opening and the heat's coming in. But what I thought was crazy is like once you start cooling down and you pass by somebody that was coming in, you can feel their heat.
So gross.
It was disgusting.
But so going back to Saturday, like I feel like we were even vocally like trying to vocalize like how we were feeling. I think that kind of helped us too. Like, all right, let's soak in this moment. Let's enjoy our time together. The kids, I knew the kids were gonna be fine. Like,
okay, I'm sorry. We have a 3-year-old that's screaming right now for daddy. So I don't like to do this, and I'm sorry that I'm going to have to do this, but we're going to have to take a quick little pause so we can deal with the situation. So hang tight. You're not going to notice anything, but hang tight. If you had to guess what our child was screaming for, what would it be?
Are you telling me?
Yeah.
Band-Aid.
Nope. She wanted milk.
Okay.
I said, no, there's no milk right now. It's time for you to go to sleep. So when the sun comes up, I can have chita. I'm like, yes. Okay, good night.
Anyways,
going back to our story.
Anyway, so after we vocalized how we were feeling, I feel like that kind of helped. Like, okay, like we're going to enjoy it. The kids are fine. Our daughter, the oldest, literally was calling us every hour if she could. Yes. So that was, what are you doing? Show me the pool. Give me a tour. What are you eating? Oh my God, you're in the pool again? Like, yeah. So that was interesting. But I knew they were going to be fine. They were with my mom. And I think after Saturday, like Sunday was like, all right, like let's just chill.
Yeah. Sunday. Well, yeah. Okay. So Saturday to Sunday, I was not feeling the best. So sleeping into 11 definitely helped. But I felt like I wasn't fully enjoying it just because, I was worried that I was. So Sunday, thank God, I actually woke up feeling pretty good. But then, like after that Sunday on Monday, like, I think you're right. I think that's the day where I also felt like, okay, like we have literally nothing to do. We're going to wake up when we wake up. And actually, you ended up ordering brunch because we woke up like at 11.
Well, again. We woke up so late. Was that the day that? No. I woke up and I was forcing myself to stay awake. It was like 9. And then I was like, for what? Like,
and I woke up like at 7. Remember, I woke up like at 7 and then I was 8. Tuesday. I was awake for a little bit. And then it's like, no, I got to go back to sleep. Yeah. And then I knocked out again till like anyway,
11. So then I kept thinking, okay, I'm going to get breakfast here at the hotel. But then when we got up, it was after 11. They ended breakfast at 11. Anyway, so I ended up ordering food, which was bomb.
It was really good food.
By the way.
I think everything we ate
was
that
good.
Weekend was delicious.
Even at the wedding.
Except for Chipotle. Hey, man, like, you know how you can tell that somebody, like...
is loaded?
At this wedding, they had stuffed chicken, and a good sized portion.
Like a 10-ounce
and
steak.
like a 10-ounce steak.
Yeah, that was good.
Like they had both, and
that's how
it was good. Yeah,
that's
it was.
How you know.
It was a really nice. The only thing that we were worried about was if the wedding was going to be outside because it was hot.
Oh my gosh!
And it was outside.
Why would we think it was going to be inside?
Yeah, I think people were just used to that. Everybody else seemed fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we tried to compose ourselves, but it was hot. And then once the thing is that once the sun goes down, you would imagine that it's not hot, but it's still hot.
Oh yeah, remember like they asked somebody text us in our family group, what's the weather like? I was like, oh, it just cooled down to like 97.
Oh my gosh, terrible. But anyway, so the wedding was beautiful. It was fun to be there, and it was funny because usually we go to a wedding and then we don't usually stay unless it's like.
Well, yeah, because we have our babysitter or somebody.
Yeah, or something. So we leave at a decent hour, but we like almost help clean up because it's like we don't have to go to work. Like,
yeah.
So, but that was fun. It was a nice wedding, really pretty.
Would you want to go back to Arizona?
Yeah.
Would you want to go with the kids or solo?
I would be interested in finding another area that's more family friendly. I think that was the first thing we noticed Saturday. Is that there was not a lot of kids around. Even at the pool, even at the resort, we stayed in a resort and They had 2 pools, and it was very just adult only.
But it was kind of nice. Like, it was actually quiet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, which, how do I say it? Like, I think for the purpose of this past weekend, it was great for us. We didn't have kids. I mean, now granted, like, I wouldn't mind there being kids around, but it was nice to just enjoy the quietness and all that stuff. It was like too still though for me. But with the girls, I feel like it's not the vibe there in Scottsdale. Yeah. It's just not, even at the mall, like, it's just young people and old people and very few kids. And even like in the little old town and downtown, it's like, so I don't know, I would like to go back to enjoy the heat and the pool, but probably in a different part of Arizona where it's more family friendly, where the kids can be kids and not be judged by whatever they're doing.
Man, I don't know why, but ever since I started feeling kind of sick over there, I randomly get this tickle in my throat like I have right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it makes me coughy like really nasty. Yeah. So forgive me for that, because I constantly I feel like I have to constantly clear my throat, and I have some water next to me just in case. Wow. But it's getting really irritating.
It is definitely getting irritating.
Now, are you saying that because you're getting irritated or because you see me being irritated by it? You're getting irritated?
It's because it's like, it's like a whole.
Sorry.
Anyway.
So another thing that happened while we were in Arizona, we were recommended to watch a new show.
Oh, gosh. Yes.
And we watched Love is Blind while we were like in English, right?
Yeah. And
somebody said, no, you need to watch the Mexico one. And oh my God, what a difference.
Yeah. You know what I noticed?
What?
Because I also watched Love is Blind Brazil.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I told you. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's crazy how like it's so common for people to have kids. Like,
you mean that are not in relationships or with their?
No, like they come into this Love is Blind with kids already.
Oh yeah.
Like in the Brazil one, not like almost every one of those what are the contestants? They're not contestants.
Guests. I
Whatever. Don't know. Yeah. Had kids. In the Mexico one, it's like every other
50% probably has
every other
kids.
Person has out of the 5 couples, 3 of them have kids. It's crazy how just the culture, is just different.
And I remember that the last time that we talked about Love is Blind, we were talking about that specifically because one of the girls didn't want to bring up that she had a child, and it ended up, well, I don't want to say backfiring because I don't think, much. But like the guy was like, whoa, like why have you not said anything about this?
Now, granted, these people, they say it right off the bat.
Which, I mean, I feel like it should be that way. They say it
like right off the bat, like, hey, I have a daughter, she's 14, 11, whatever. But yeah, the culture is just so different.
And this isn't one of those things where I want to say like, yeah, go watch it. Like if you watch it, great. If you don't. Because it's definitely not our lifestyle.
No.
It's not something that we would promote as.
Right.
But I keep taking away the notion or the desire of wanting to do a Love is Blind in a Christian setting.
Okay. Like, they just wouldn't live together.
Well, yeah, that would probably be the only exception. But maybe even like getting married, but at least finding love blindly. And then, well, it's up to you, like, I mean, but I came away wanting to, or wishing that I had a way of doing a Love is Blind, but Christian style.
We should do it here in our living room.
No, we're not going to do that.
In our empty living room on the other side.
Anyways, we're gearing up. Our anniversary literally is just around the corner. Today is, well, by the time you hear this, is going to be 3 days until our kickoff. We're excited because Mielta Marcos is going to kick things off. Which, by the way, if you're still interested in showing up, there are still tickets available. You can go to Eventbrite, or you can just send us a message and we'll, do whatever we can to facilitate. But 25 years, like, that's a big deal for us. Like, I know I haven't been in the ministry for 25 years, but the time that I've been there, which is like 11 years, it's been good. Like, it's been good, and I'm excited to celebrate. And it's not even just one day this time or a weekend. Like, it's the whole month. It's every Sunday, well, except for the last Sunday of the month. I think it's like the 29th or whatever.
The 4 Sundays are going to be jam-packed with some something.
But how do you feel that you like literally have been in this ministry for 25 years?
It's definitely been a journey. It's crazy that we're still standing, honestly. Only God truly has held our hand. And I'm really proud of how much we've grown, I think, as a ministry.
Grown in what sense?
In like maturing, I guess, as a ministry. I don't know if that makes sense, but
I think so.
Yeah, like there are certain things that maybe come our way that, like 20 years ago
like
would have knocked us down, would have knocked me down, okay. Like certain things or whatever. But now it's like, all right, like not like it rolls off our back, but it's like, okay, like we've lived this and we'll be okay, type of thing. But definitely proud of who we are and what we are, and I'm excited to celebrate. And it doesn't seem that long ago. Do you know what I mean? But that I think for like, I also don't feel like we've been married for almost 12 years, but here we are. So I think like time is just crazy. But definitely excited to see all that God is going to continue doing.
And in those 25 years, you had a little moment where you were away for like what, 4 months?
3
maybe, where we got married and you left the church, your church, CDP, to come to my church, and you never quite felt like you were home. Right. Obviously, for a lot of reasons that we don't need to get into.
I wish it would have been different, though.
Yeah.
I wish I would have had a better chance, because I feel like I have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've told you this before, like the type of person that I am is because of CDP. A lot of it is because of CDP, and I could use that in other places. So I feel like me being at the other church for that short period of time could have had a different outcome, but I feel like I wasn't given a fair chance,
Yeah, so I agree with that.
But because I felt like that, it wasn't a pleasant time for me. So it was just like, when
are we going to leave?
But I don't think I ever said that. I think I was just like, all right, Lord, like
whatever you need to do.
Whatever you need to do, I'm here. Wherever you need me, wherever you want me. And I was always have always had a serving heart, but it was hard, especially when everybody loved you, and you would be like, hey, like, what would I tell you? I'll wait for you in the car.
Yeah, and you would go to the car.
Yeah, I would go to the car and wait, and then half an hour later you'd come. Half an hour later. After you would talk to everybody.
After I was done mingling.
And but yeah, so 4 months, 3 to 4 months. I think it was like 3.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Yeah, but.
And then in the 25 years that you've been in ministry with your parents, how has it been easy to juggle that balance of like, do you see them as pastors? I don't think I've ever asked you this. Like, I see your respect for them and you honor them, but are you able to actually see them as your pastors?
Yeah, how do I say it? Like, yes, I know they're my pastors. Like, I know there are apostles, my pastors, but I see like the mom and dad role overcomes that for me.
Yeah, okay.
But how do I say it? Like, we're in a meeting and I know he's the apostle and everybody's like, oh my gosh, the apostle or the pastor's talking. But for me, like, if I need to say something, I'm going to say it.
Because he's dad.
Because he's my dad. Yeah, like for me. And there's been times where I've said it. He just looks at me like...
Like, how dare you say that?
And I'm like,
now?
well, everybody's thinking it. I'm saying it. But I know their position and I know the authority. And I respect 100% all of that. But mom and dad role trumps that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. So it hasn't been like a juggling act. I don't feel like it has. And also I feel like it has helped that since we're little, like my dad always difference the two. Yeah.
he always was dad at home. So literally whenever he's here, whenever I see him, for me, that's what he is. And I mean, I know that there's been times where we've had to have hard, maybe confronting conversations where, yeah, I know who he is, but you know.
So like we recently had a little, not between you and I, but just in general, like you had felt a little discouraged, and I reached out to them because they're our pastors. I didn't reach out to them necessarily. Well, I guess it was both now that I think about it. Like I wanted them to come as pastors.
Yeah.
And just make sure that you were good, make sure that we were good. But then also like I wanted them to check in on their daughter just to, because I know how close you guys are.
I wasn't doing so
But that day that they came, how did you see that visit? Did you see it as a pastor visit?
No.
You saw it as your parents coming over.
Yeah.
Even though the reason they were coming was ministry related, we could say.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. As soon as I feel like that's why I was so like annoyed that you said I told your parents, and I'm like, why? Like, whatever the situation was, I was just not in a good place. But when they come over, or sometimes when my dad comes and he's like, I'm on a pastoral visit right now, I laugh because I'm like, okay, like, what does that mean? Like, but
like, does that mean I offer you coffee or not?
Like, I offer him coffee regardless, but I try to. But yeah, no, that day that they came, I wasn't like, oh, my pastors are here. Like, oh no, like my mom and dad are here. Why'd you tell my mom and dad? Yeah, so it hasn't been a juggling act for me as far as like trying to different, or I feel like maybe when I was younger, I want to say they used to give me more like looks like I can't like calm down type of thing. Like, does that make sense? Like
if you try to speak? Yeah,
like more like, are you kidding me right now? But I feel like those kind of have faded as the years have come by. But yeah, I think, yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, guys, we just wanted to come on here again and talk about our little getaway and remind everyone that, our anniversary is coming up. If you want to join us and be a part of it, we'd love to have you. And all this merchandise that we're talking about that just came out, like we're super excited about it. So go to, CDP International at Instagram, and you can check out everything that is available. And we're excited for it. I feel proud of you for everything that you visualize and how it's come to pass. And there's always hiccups. There's always hiccups and things.
Yeah.
And there was a really big one, but you know what? Whatever. We were able to get past it. And I'm glad that everything came out the way that we expected it to. And I'm excited about the opportunities that this is going to provide, I believe.
Yeah.
And so check that out. And then obviously just follow us on the Nonsense Podcast. It's the Nonsense_podcast on Instagram. So check us out there. Follow us. I know I haven't done a good job at posting, but I think that's a good thing because, we've just been so busy. We got the Compassion to Action coming up too on Saturday at Pioneer Square. It's a free event. They're raffling 2 cars. And all you have to do is register and be there once the drawing happens.
And what
I wish I could tell you. I know. I wish I could tell you when the drawing is going to happen, but it's not a bad idea to be there. We're going to be spreading Jesus, praying for people. They're going to have baptisms there on the spot. There's going to be praise and worship. You're yawning into the microphone. So
no, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
Sorry if you heard that.
So it's 11 p.m. So we're back officially. Oh, well, the whole point of this podcast, and we didn't even talk about it. This is exactly what I wanted to get to. What? So I guess we'll get to it really quickly.
You're all over the place.
We came back from a relaxed weekend. And
very relaxed.
We're like on the plane back.
Yeah.
We went straight to church because we had a meeting. And then as soon as...
Which granted, like some people were like, what are you doing
I know.
here? You should have gone home to sleep. And I'm like...
No, like we already did enough of that.
Anyways.
And then the kid factor comes into play again.
Oh my gosh, the kids.
It was like a
reality slapping you in the face.
Yeah, that. Like reality slapping you in the face with one... The little one was freaking crying and running away from me as soon as she saw me.
I don't want to go with you. I don't want to go with you. I'm like
bawling, mocos, just like, who is this little girl?
Do you want soccer?
The same little girl that was crying, I miss you guys. And then the other two that are like going back and forth. Like I was trying so hard to keep myself together because I didn't want. That's why
you were truly annoyed.
Oh yeah, I was so annoyed. But what I'm saying is, nothing prepares you for that slap in the face when you get back to reality.
Y eso que we were not gone for that long.
We were not gone for that long.
We were gone for 3 nights.
But then, like, you know, it like, okay, we got back. And then the email started. Then the text messages started. God, I had a grip Today I was sending all sorts of, you know, messages on Messenger, sending text messages. Like,
I know. Last night, the whole thing with the whole thing. And it's like,
yeah. But that was really what I wanted to mention. Like, why is it so hard to come back to reality?
I think it's because you're just like trying to take a mental break, you know? So you're like purposely like not thinking about these things, purposely trying to like breathe. At least that's what I was trying to do, because I knew all the things that needed to line up for this weekend and the whole month and what I have on my plate, which granted, like, I feel like half of my job I'm not even doing right. That's like the kids' deal. So yeah.
But I felt like a little, even today, like today was a little like there was a moment where I started to feel like, oh my gosh, like what the heck is going on? Like I just want to smack our kids. And
I think we're just adjusting, and we have, I don't know.
But that being said, God bless our kids. God bless our family. We're glad to be home, and we're going to keep going.
Which, by the way, today I ran into somebody at the store that I used to work with. Like, I used to visit her, and she was like, she mentioned how her kids, like, went back to school. Because apparently school's in session.
That's right, yeah.
You know, us homeschoolers here are not in school yet. Anyway, so she made a comment. She's like, tus niñas, ¿cuándo empiezan? And I'm like, oh, well, you know, they study at home with me. ¿Están contigo todo el día? And I was like, I don't know what look I had on my face.
Probably thinking like, you're crazy.
At that moment, I'm like, all day, every day, they are with me. And she's like, I know. Like, she had such a face of like, how are you doing that? But that's a different story. But
for the record, you enjoy them being here.
I do them being here. I do enjoy them being here. I enjoy everything that we do together. It's just the readjust. Like this morning, I had to cook breakfast. What was that? Like I haven't cooked in 3-4 days.
Yeah, seriously.
Little things, and I think in my head, even last week before we left, I was like busy with doing stuff. What did I do? I went to the store and I bought like food already made to make it easier on me. So just readjusting. I think once these few weeks go by, we will be in a better mental state. But we're just thankful.
I think after this weekend, though, things will take like a big load will come off. Yeah. Like even though we're still celebrating big the next Sundays, but I mean, come on, you're having Miel San Marcos coming to town. Like, there's a lot.
When it's the first weekend, like we have to set up everything. Yeah, like everything is gonna be set up for the first time Saturday. So I think once we get the feel of that, how that's gonna work, then it's gonna be like, all right, easy peasy. But the first weekend is gonna be a big one.
All right, guys, we're going to let you go now. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being faithful and listening. I hope that something that you hear blesses you. We're going to go watch Love is Blind Mexico. The kids are asleep finally, and this is our time to chill, relax, and we're going to do that maybe for
And you're not going to work tonight, so that's...
I'm not going to work tonight, so that's really good too. So anyways, stay tuned for the next episode. We hope to have a really big surprise, so stay tuned for that. We love you guys. God bless you.
Have a good
and
week,
we'll
everyone.
talk to you later. Yes. Good night.